was just saying, if you mute me, you can mute me.
Okay, so we're good, right?
It's very biblical. It's Peter and Paul.
Peter and Paul, right?
And you don't have to call me pastor. You can call me Peter.
Yeah, that's all.
Good afternoon, Saints fans, and welcome to the LAC for today's matchup between the Sabres of St. Peter's and St. Paul's and your Concordia Prep Saints. Before we begin, we would like to start as we start all things in prayer. Heavenly Father, you have created us to strive for the best. Grant to all athletes, coaches, officials, and fans strength to pursue excellence during this event and in all that we do. We pray for the safety of all participants, protect them from injury and harm. And finally, we pray for your grace that you would provide us with the needed endurance to pursue our heavenly prize, eternal life in your Son. Amen. And now, please join me in honoring America with the playing of the national anthem. And now, for today's starting lineups. First, from the visiting Sabres, a senior, number 10, Emily McDaniel. A senior, number 1, Hattie Messick. A senior, number 5, Evelyn Murphy. A sophomore, number 3, Samantha Murphy. And a junior, number 4, Morgan Quaid. And now, for the starting lineup for your Concordia Prep Saints. A senior, number 2, Paige Bailey. A junior, number 5, Alira Penn. Senior, number 10, Brianna Taylor. A senior, number 12, Gabby Smelser. And a junior, number 21, Corey Bradley.
Good evening and welcome to Concordia Prep as we are here for the official start of the basketball season. My name is Paul Peruka and I'm here with Peter Kauser. Welcome.
Thank you. This is awesome. We are ready to go. Winter sports are here, and based off the temperature outside, it is a good time for winter sports.
Best time of the year, right? You have football, you have basketball, you have everything going on. For hockey fans, you have hockey. Best time of the year for sports.
Absolutely. An exciting time here for Concordia Prep. We'll be getting into lots of things going on here at Concordia Prep through the course of the contest tonight. But I'm looking forward to seeing the Saints, the Lady Saints, get after it here for the first time here in the 2022-2023 campaign.
Lots of high hopes for the team this year, coming off of losing in the championship, B-Conference Championship last year to Mercy. And we're going to go ahead and tip things off real fast here. Let's go to the Concordia Prep starting lineup. Number 2, Paige Bailey. Number 5, Alira Penn. Number 10, Brianna Taylor. Number 12, Gabby Smeltzer. And number 21, Corey Bradley. And then we have the St. Peter's and Paul Sabres. We'll get to them in a second. And the tip right here goes Concordia. And Gabby with the ball on the outside. Brianna Taylor working around. Paige Bailey. And the ball is tipped. And it's going to go out of bounds. And it's saved right there by the Sabres. That is Samantha Murphy.
Got some shot clock things, it looks like they're getting set. That was an interesting play there. If the Sabres let that go, that's their ball.
And they really had nobody there to even save it,
I was going to say, Alira Penn tipped that ball when it went by her, but I don't know if the Sabre realized that. So good hustle play, but Saints retained possession.
Now work the ball around. Outside the Page with the 3, and it goes off. And rebound right there to Alira. And that shot misses. And the Sabres there with the rebound, bringing it up. See what type of tempo here. And we got a pass right there that number 1, Hattie Mezek wasn't looking for. And that ball goes out of bounds. It's going to go right back to the Saints. So Gabby Smeltzer bringing the ball up. And right now we have a whistle, we have a travel.
You know, early in the year, Paul, it's you get amped up a little bit more. And so I think if they can just settle down a little bit, the adrenaline's flowing. It's the first game. The nerves are a little more. But sometimes playing some good, hard defense helps you get ready on the offensive end a little bit, too. And the Saints are
right there
playing a tight zone.
Brianna Taylor with the steal. Taking it down. Layup. That doesn't go. And Rowley Bilger there with the rebound and bringing it down the court. We pass it outside. The Saints definitely have the height advantage right here. And once again, they're packing in on zone. We got a 3. And that is off. And Alira Penn right there with the rebound. So right now, like you said, first game of the year for both teams. And we have a timeout already by the Saints.
That's a veteran timeout call right there. That's you know what? You're probably gassed because you're running a little harder than in that first game because you're trying to do extra stuff. Just settle down, play your game. You'll be fine. And they've got to control the basketball, but they get a little sloppy early. And so I'm sure he's telling them to clean it up a little bit.
And that's Coach Bill Hedman right there, who is leading the team today, which Coach John Cooney is out.
And maybe he's watching.
He might be watching. So nothing but good things we say about him.
That's right.
You know, let me run down real fast the Sabres starting lineup, because we didn't get a chance to do that. So it was Emily McDaniel, Hattie McKessick, Evelyn Murphy, Samantha Murphy, and Morgan Quaid were the starting 5 for St. Peter's and Paul, who came quite a long way. They're located on the Eastern Shore up there in Easton. So here we go right now with the Sabres bringing the ball out, working the ball around the perimeter. Getting the ball inside right there, back out. Good ball movement, very quick ball movement right there. And the shot right there by Evelyn Murphy is off, rebound to Lyra, out to Gabby. I like to see some ball movement on the inside. Looks like we're just content working the ball around the perimeter right here, but we definitely have some height advantage. They have Lyra playing really outside, where I think she has a couple inches on anybody on that defensive team. St. Peter's running a little bit right there, but Gabby with good defense.
It's good D.
A lot of pressure right there. And that's something that Concordia did really well last year. You know, we have all of our starters back this year. Haley Ford, who is usually a starter on the team, is under the weather. She will be playing some today. And that shot is off. And once again, the Sabres looking to run. Good defense right there by Page. So what are you seeing on the offensive end? Do you seeing us being a little impatient,
a little hesitant,
not trying to work?
A little hesitant, and I think you've got some folks there that when Haley's on the floor, a lot of the offense flows through her. They look to her. She gets a lot of shots, and she sets a lot of people up. Right now, this is good early in the year. It's forcing these guys a little bit to think about who's going to be aggressive, going to the basket. I'm looking for that first offensive move to the basket, not just being content for the outside shot. Because you move the ball fast enough against the zone, you're eventually going to get that outside shot. But when you can start penetrating or even crashing the boards and getting offensive rebounds off the long shot.
Oh, Brianna Taylor in and out right there. And I tell you, that was one of the things that Alira Penn did excellent last year, was really taking the ball to the basket. And we have another rebound right there by Alira. Ball stolen right there by the Sabres. And we have a travel. And it's going to go right back to Concordia. So we have 4:36 left here in the first, and we're still scoreless.
It's a shutout early on. But I remember this last year in the playoff run and some of the games down the stretch when this team did struggle. It got dependent a little bit on the long ball, and it's great when it's fallen, but you can be pretty streaky.
Shot goes off. Rebound right there by Morgan Quaid, who's bringing the ball down the court. This good block right there by Gabby. We got a foul called.
I think he looked like he was going to call the foul. And
yeah,
he ended up
like
changing it to a block shot. There's a little bit of contact with the body, but it looked pretty clean. It's good hustle play by Gabby to get
really
back.
Good.
They're getting good looks.
And that's going to go out.
Corey Barnes is going to check into the game for the first time, so the first substitution. And Alira is going to get a little break. This is a pretty senior-heavy team, and I think with some new players, we've got a couple that have moved up from JV for today's game. It'll be interesting to see the rotation today.
And we have a few girls who are out with illnesses.
I'm going to say both freshmen that are on the varsity team are not here today. It's been a little bit of a triage here at school, honestly, the last couple of weeks. Just a lot going around in the air these days.
A shot by Paige Bailey's off. Brianna Taylor's a good rebound.
That's what we need right there. So a long shot again, but at least there we're getting offensive rebound and a putback, and sometimes that kind of takes the lid off the basket a little bit.
I would really like to see them try to work their inside game. There's a foul right there by Brianna Taylor. And that's going to send Samantha Murphy to the line for 2 shots. And I know we haven't had many scoring opportunities to be able to do it, but I also would like to see the Saints come out and do a little pressing too.
Mm-hmm.
First shot is off.
And by the way, those that are tuning in, we are thankful for the partnership with AC Sports Network. And so if you're watching, hit that subscribe button, and then you'll get updated on all the activities that happen. There'll be home games here during basketball season that AC Sports will be covering. They cover other things here in the area, do a great job. So we're thankful for John Miller and for the opportunity to bring this game to you today. But hit that subscribe button and join the team.
Lots of high school sports all over. You have football, you have basketball, you have volleyball. He really covers everything and brings high school sports right to your home.
I think they must have heard you over there because a little more full court pressure there. Now they broke through it,
but steal there by Gabby.
It also brings that shot clock down before they get into the offensive set, which is a helpful thing.
There's a shot that is off, but the rebound right there by the Sabres. And a shot that is good. That's a 3-pointer right there.
Samantha Murphy.
And that gives them St. Peter's the lead, 3-2. Good pass right there.
There you go.
And the finish there. Brianna running the floor very well. She's a hustler. Setting up on the outside. Back inside. Good ball right there. And that's Hattie Mezig right there at the basket. And now we got a little full court press right here by the Sabres. And we got a steal, and Gabby gets it right back. And knocked away again, so it looks like this pressure is working a little bit for the Sabres. Good steal right there by Corey. And Haley Ford checking into the game. So, Peter, I don't know how much Haley will play, but just as a point here, Haley is 21 points away from the magic mark of 1,000 points in her high school career. Not really sure it will happen today, but just something for us to keep track of.
I was talking to our headmaster earlier today, and I said, do you have any sense of how many times that's been done here at Concordia? And I haven't heard the official, but he speculated there were probably less than a half a dozen people that have done that on the women's side here in the history of the school.
So on the girls' side, there's another 3 right there that does not go. On the girls' side,
do you have that information?
Coach John has given me 2 names.
Okay. So we at least know 2 others have done that.
Right. Haley with the drive right to the basket.
No little contact, no foul, but
right
Corey's there with the rebound. That's great offensive board again.
So the leader for the girls in points is Sue Berry. So this was done in the early 80s. Coach John wasn't sure of the year, and she has between 1340 and 1360 points in her career.
Okay. And
then the other player to pass 1,000 points is Caitlin Woosley, and she did that in 2015. She had her career total is 1,312 points, and a pretty cool fact about this is she missed half of her freshman year and sophomore year of the basketball season.
It's a good putback, left hand.
The basket, and there's 2 by Haley that gives the Saints the lead.
Alira Penn back in the game for Corey Bradley.
And there we have a steal.
And we got a carry.
So it looks like St. Peter's is very content playing an up-tempo game here, you know. So talking to their coach before the game, they are not basketball players, which she told me, and there's no shame in that. These are all lacrosse players. They're all athletes, and they, you know, who are playing basketball, and they look strong. You could tell that they're athletic. You could tell that they're quick, and so their basketball team is mainly composed of lacrosse players who they've convinced to play basketball. And there was a 3 right there by Hattie Mesick that does not go. And Corey Barnes with the rebound. And there's a steal right there. Samantha Murphy with the steal. Haley Ford to block. Oh, we got to travel right there. It looks like Corey just could not get that ball out of her hands. So we got 24 seconds here, and we have a 7-5 game for the Saints. I would anticipate the Sabres holding it for 1 shot right here.
We'll see here how content Concordia is and just packing in the zone, and how much they're coming out aggressive, trying to force the issue a little bit before the end of the quarter. Not many fouls called. We've just had three team fouls called total in the game, 2 on the Sabres and 1 on the Saints. And there's a second one.
Yep. With the fouls to give right here. So we got 8 seconds to go. And once again, there's Caitlin Osborne checking in for Haley Ford.
Gabby's back in.
So we got a very tight first quarter here. Sabres looking for 1 shot here. I would expect around 3 to 4 seconds for them to pull the trigger. We got 3 seconds. There's a shot. That does not go. That'll be the end of the first quarter. So at the end of 1, we have a pretty fast-paced first quarter. We went about 4 minutes without any scoring, but both teams were looking to run. The Sabres started putting some full-court pressure on, and we have a 7-5 Saints lead right now.
So we've got, we got a moment here. Let's talk a little bit about tomorrow, because tomorrow's a pretty big day for Concordia Prep. So tomorrow we have the MIAA, Lids MIAA B Conference Championship game at 4 p.m. That is at the Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium in Annapolis. And folks can go out and get tickets for that game. If you're in the area, go check it out. St. Mary's against Concordia Prep. It was a hard-fought game they played during the regular season at St. Mary's. St. Mary's got us by a touchdown, but I fully expect, much like last year, we went into the championship game against the Loyola Blakefield team that had really destroyed us the first time, and we got some momentum and came out on top. And so it should be a great contest tomorrow. If you do come out, layer those clothes, because it's going to be a little chilly tomorrow. And then, you know, if you love football, you can stick around, because then there's the A-Conference Championship game. Calvert Hall is in that afterwards, I believe, against Spalding.
Who's very strong this year.
Very good, yep. And for those that are already signed up, we've got Saints Bingo tomorrow night, which is a huge event here, but it is sold out. And if you are coming, know that you can buy some food and beverages, as the PTL will be selling concessions and spiritware, and we will have in this gymnasium here in the Activity Center probably 350 people, hoping I call the right numbers.
I was going to say, the bingo callers are very entertaining.
There's a lot of pressure involved, and I got yelled at a lot last year because I didn't call the right numbers for a lot of folks. So here we are at top of the beginning of the second quarter. I was going to say top of the second inning. I'm a baseball coach, right? So I got to get out of that mindset. And unfortunately, on a trip like that, you got to call a foul. So there's going to be an early team foul, and they're going to call that on Paige Bailey as Samantha Murphy was tripped. A lot of outside shots so far for the Sabres. They've hit one of those, but that one does not go.
And you know, to say the Sabres really do not have much size that they're bringing into this game. So I can understand their game plan of working the ball outside, but I do think you do have to run some picks or something to play the inside-outside game. You know, you can't just shoot the ball from the outside. You have to work the ball in to get it outside. That's
a great interior pass. Just didn't go down by Corey Barnes, but Gabby had the right idea, and I'm sure that was a point of emphasis in between the quarters. We've got to push the ball inside a little bit. The three-point line has really changed a lot of things in the game. And sometimes you see that and you get a little trigger happy from the outside. It's a little shot right from about 18 feet from Gabby Smelser. It's her first basket.
And I tell you, Peter, it does not look like we're going to be able to run against this team. They're very quick to get back on defense.
Yeah, not really any transition opportunities yet.
Good defense right there by Gabby.
Shot clock at 15. Corey Barnes swats that out. Looked like she probably could have got to that and saved it, but she thought it was going to go out of bounds. Realized it too late. Shot clock at 8.
You know, a quick fact that I never realized till actually last year about women's basketball. There is no 10-second backcourt violation. I had not an idea.
I can't tell you, Paul, how many games I watched before I realized that, because I was like, why didn't they call it?
Right, why are they not calling it?
And I'm not sure the reasoning behind that. I'm okay with it. That was a good defensive set for the Saints. Breonna Taylor back in the game.
I tell you, Breonna does it. She brings a spark to this team.
Corey Barnes for three is off. But even on that play, what was nice about that is Gabby penetrates to the elbow and then kicks it back outside. So at least we're starting to think about how do we get the ball inside and not just settling with passing the ball around the perimeter. And Corey's going to take a break, and Corey Bradley. The Corey's changed spots. Corey Bradley is going to be the middle of the zone now.
And I would like to see either Lyra or Corey posting up down low. I would like to see them, instead of just setting up outside the three-point line, let's post up, bring the ball in, make the defense converge on them, and then get the ball outside.
There it is. That was the right idea, but we had to walk first. Saints are running a 4-out offense with just one person kind of rotating around the paint. 9-5, 5:45 left to go in the first half. Fans getting into it a little more. We had varsity boys on the court before the game. We got JV boys on the court after the game. Middle school sports happen with basketball after Thanksgiving. Shot is missed there, but a nice follow by Patty Messick. They got a new shot clock to work with. I can tell here early in the year we don't have our legs yet because we're not moving our feet on the defensive end. And fortunately, we've got some height, and so that hasn't hurt us. It's a good drive to the basket and foul. Lyra Penn's going to go to the line shooting 2 shots.
So let me ask you real quick. So you're coming from Texas.
Sure.
And you've been here a couple years now. So high school football is huge in Texas, right?
Friday Night Lights.
Bigger than NFL.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal.
What about high school basketball? Does high school kind of like control the tempo in Texas, or is it mainly just the football? Is high school basketball get the same type of prestige?
It gets a pretty good prestige. What's interesting there is the seasons overlap a little bit more, and so particularly in public and private schools, you do see teams that are pretty depleted until January because the football playoffs go almost right up until Christmas. Lyra Penn, by the way, gets 1 of 2, so it's 10-5 Saints. So you see a lot of over Christmas break tournaments where for the first time those football players are getting in basketball mode. And so your district play typically doesn't kick off until January, and the season goes into early March. So there you see the seasons are a little longer and they overlap a little bit more, but football still is king there in Texas for sure. And you can drive in any direction on a Friday night, see some lights, and see a pretty great atmosphere. That first free throw from Morgan Quaid is good.
Now, does football start a little bit later there due to the heat? Is that the reason?
No, I would say it starts about the same time.
Same time? Okay.
Yeah.
Just a longer season.
Yeah, longer season, and the playoffs are longer, particularly in the public schools.
Okay.
You got to play, you could play, I think, 6 games in the playoffs to win, because there's a lot more teams.
Good pull up right there by Alira.
That's a great shot from Alira.
Oh, and a steal right there. And once again, we talk about Brianna Taylor. She's always somewhere. You know, one of our other players who isn't here, I believe she's sick, or maybe she's not playing this year, is Phoebe Bannon.
Yeah.
And that is, you know, Phoebe, we would always call her the Energizer Bunny. And I see Brianna bringing that spark to this team where, you know, she's going to contest every pass. She's going to contest every ball. She's going to, you're not going to just get right by her. She's going to hustle. And it's such a big aspect to a team, especially when you're struggling to score some points, when you can bring that in, knock a few balls away, and get a few easy baskets.
Sure. And I always, as a basketball coach, I always loved those people on your bench because you brought them in and they gave you an instant spark. They didn't even need to score points. They needed to just mix it up a little bit. Like if you were running a box and one, you go, you're going to guard this person when you go in the game. You're going to change the complexion of and the tempo of the game. And I think the Saints early in this year are trying to figure out a little bit who they are and what role different folks are going to play. And they're slowly stretching this lead out a little bit. The lead is 5. By the way, follow social media pages as well. Concordia Prep WBB for our women's basketball team. You've got AC Sports Network. Follow on Instagram. You can type Concordia or CPS in the search box on Instagram, and you can do the same on Facebook. And you can follow our women's basketball team on Twitter at CPSWBB. And again, if you're tuning in here on this AC Sports Network broadcast today, we encourage you as you're live streaming to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date when other events happen. First free throw's good. Brianna's got 5 here to lead the scoring in the first half.
I'd like to see the Saints maybe come out in a little bit of a press right here after getting it. Looks like they are. It looks like they're going to go full court.
4 for 6 from the foul line early on for the Saints.
I like seeing this pressure here. So we're going to go to a man press and Alira steal. She went out of bounds, but good pressure right there. And once again, it looks like they're going to go into a man press.
This is some height on the floor too right now too, and that's hard on a full court press because they've got a smaller team.
Good pressure right there.
So they're just now getting their offense with 20 on the shot clock.
I do like seeing the Saints in this man defense.
It's a good reverse.
Very good way to use the basket as a defender right there.
Morgan Quaid has got her first bucket. She's got 2 free throws as well to lead their scoring with 4.
Haley 4 to 3. That does not go. She's got a 14-9 game, 4 minutes to go here.
And we saw Coach Howard earlier, our boys varsity coach. They're in action at Carver High School on Saturday, both the JV and the varsity.
And they've moved up to B conference this year.
So
big step.
Exciting stuff for a small little school like Concordia Prep. Haley Ford with that bucket. She's got 4. If you're just tuning in, we were talking about this earlier. Haley needs 21 now. She needs 17 points to get to a magical number of 1,000. In her career here at Concordia Prep.
We would love to see that happen today, so we have the game on the stream. I would anticipate it would either happen today or the next game.
It's a nice three-pointer there. That's Emily McDaniel with her first bucket, and the lead is cut to 4.
And they're going to come out pressing.
It's going to be a block there. Couldn't quite get all the way to the sideline. Morgan Quaid picks up that foul.
You know, for an opening game, I love that we're playing a team like this that's going to put some pressure on us defensively. You know, they are not backing down. They're a smaller team, but they're using their advantage. They're quick. They're pressing. They're not letting us run against them. And I think this is a good test right here for the Saints.
And I would hunch, I don't have the statistics in front of me, but we are 0 for on three-pointers, and I'm going to guess we're about 50% from two-point shots. And so I think, again, a point of emphasis is going to be, as we finish out this half and in the second half, is we got to get into the paint. Haley's going to control it at the top.
Takes it
good
right
hard
in.
left, and a layup is good.
Good. That's 6 points from Haley. We're 15 away.
That's a long three. That was almost an NBA three. That was way out at the top of the key.
Sabres are going to continue to press.
And if you break this press, we got numbers. Here we go. Watch on the left side. Gabby drives. Good bucket from Gabby Smeltzer.
And Gabby is committed to play at Dickinson next year, at Dickinson College in Pennsylvania.
And we've got 3 on this team that have already committed to play beyond this year, which is exciting.
We have Haley, who has committed to University of Albany.
Corey Barnes.
Then Corey Barnes, who is at Fort Valley State University in Georgia.
There's a steal from Haley. She's going to have an uncontested layup.
There we go.
She's got 8.
So I hate to start the countdown here, but we're starting to get into that range here where possibly it could happen.
And the lead's been extended to 10.
You know, Haley's been under the weather all this week, and not sure how much playing time she'll be getting.
Oh, she got the steal and thought she was throwing it to Corey Bradley. Sabre snuck in. Nice play by Coach Bill right there. He's ready to shoot. A little left-handed fade from the corner.
You know, another one of our players, Corey Bradley, today she attended the IAAM Leadership Conference with, I believe, 2 other girls from our school, which is a pretty big deal, and with our athletic director, Freddie Newman.
It's been a busy day. We had a huge group go up to New York City today to go see Phantom of the Opera.
One of my boys is up there on that bus trip.
Yeah. So lots of things happening here at Concordia Prep. We had a family forum last night with prospective families and prospective students. We had over 100 folks gathered asking questions of me and others on our administration, and it's an exciting time to be a Saint. Enrollment is the highest it's ever been, over 400. There's a basket.
That's good hustle play right
by
there.
Emily McDaniel. She's got 5. Oh, we are getting a little bit too fast and sloppy.
You got to take care of that ball.
With not having that 10-second violation, there's no reason to rush and allow the passing lanes to open up. Gabby takes a seat. Haley's out now, so we've got Paige. We've got Amelia in for the first time today.
So Amelia is a sophomore who's been called up from our JV team for this game today.
Future looks really bright for this women's basketball program here. I know Caitlin Osborne came in last year and made a big impact.
She's another one of those, what we would call
scrappy
players. Yep.
Does all the little things. There's a 3-pointer. And so Morgan Quaid
it's back down to a 5-point game.
7 points.
And another steal.
They're finishing this half strong.
I tell you, the press is rattling the Saints here. We're turning the ball over at a much higher rate than I'm sure Coach Bill would like to be seeing.
Well, what's also good about this, Paul, is when you're practicing, and I realize they've only gotten a couple weeks of practice in, and with the illnesses that have been running through, to get the full team out there practicing, you can't simulate game speed. And so to be in these situations, playing an opponent who's trying to stop you, not scrimmaging against your friends in practice, it's just different. And so I like how Coach Bill's getting girls into the game, out of the game, getting fresh looks, fresh legs, having them work through some adversity. He called that early timeout in the first quarter when you could tell the nerves and the adrenaline had kicked in. But this is good for a team early in the year to kind of have to wrestle through some tough stretches where things get a little sloppy. We got 8 seconds left in the half. Corey Barnes, a little stutter step.
A second out to
Finds the
Page.
trailer. Page is going to shoot that three at the buzzer.
There it goes.
And we finally hit a three to close the first half. And so how about that? We've been 0 for all half and finally hit the three and extend the lead back to 8. And so for a game that was scoreless for the first 4 minutes, we sit 25-17 Saints over Sabres. It is halftime, and so we will take a little break. So you can get up, stretch those legs, and then put the seatbelt on for the second half of Saints basketball. We'll be back in a little bit.
All right, we'll see you again in about 9.5 minutes. Okay, we're back here for the second half of this opening night here at Concordia Prep at the Lutheran Center, and the Saints have a 25-17 lead, getting ready to start the second half here. Peter, what were your thoughts on the first half?
Well, both teams came out and showed that it's the first game of the season. They played a little tight. There's a lot of running up and down the court, a lot of shots that weren't close, a lot of turnovers, some sloppy passing. The Saints showed in some spurts tonight they're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the B Conference. There's a lot of substitutions for those just tuning in. We've had some illness. Haven't had a ton of practices, honestly, to this point in the season. So it's early in the season, but hopefully here we can build on some of the things that happened in the first half. We had in the first half for the Sabres, Morgan Quaid had 7 and Emily McDaniel had 5 to lead their scoring. And for the Saints, Gabby had 4, Brianna Taylor had 6, and Haley Ford led all scores with 8. And Haley is now 13 points away from hitting that 1,000-point mark, which is an incredible achievement.
And there's a 3 right there by Morgan Quaid, and it cuts the lead to 5. And once again, the Sabres are coming out in a press, in a zone press. Good hustle right there.
I was going to say, Morgan Quaid's a good little ball player.
She is, yes.
She heard me say that Haley was leading all scorers, and she just took over. She's got 10. Now, Haley's only played a few minutes, but she's made an impact the minutes she's been on the floor. But, you know, I'd imagine for the Sabres coming into this game, knowing how good Concordia Prep is, the fact that they looked up at the scoreboard at halftime and said, we're only down 8, and the scorer, it was not even indicative of how well they played. They're coming out trying to take it right to the Saints. So the Saints need to keep pushing to the basket and not settle for the outside shot, although Paige Bailey hit that 3 right at the buzzer at the first half. It was the first 3 we hit all evening.
And, you know, the Sabres have had a couple inside baskets, but they've been playing a lot from the outside also with the size differential. You know, they're a much smaller team. And we have Gabby coming down, and she has Brianna Taylor open down there, and it went off Brianna's hands. And once again, we have not seen the Saints be able to beat the Sabres down the court at all. You know, as I said earlier, talking to the coach before the game, you know, these girls are lacrosse players, and you know, they're very good basketball players. Don't get me wrong, but they're very athletic, and they're not going to back down, and they're hustling, and they're really pushing the Saints to the limit here.
On both sides, you've got quite a few soccer players on our side. These two teams could literally run all day.
We got some height checking in right here.
Yeah, Corey Barnes and Haley Ford are in. Corey Bradley's out. Alira Penn is out.
Paige Bailey bringing the ball down. The Sabres drop into a 1-3-1 zone. Haley Pesser, Brianna Taylor, who drives. Good drive to the basket, and it goes. Brianna has looked very good in this opening game here. You know, she's gotten a lot of playing time, and she has definitely made the most of it.
Yeah, Brianna Taylor now with 8 points in the contest. Saints were 4 for 6 from the foul line in the first half. Missed that one there, but there's Haley with the putback. Misses it. But there she is again. Brianna Taylor and Haley.
And Haley keeping it.
She's going to get a basket and a bonus shot here in a moment. I counted 4 offensive rebounds there.
And, you know, Brianna is one of the smaller girls on the court, and that just shows you what that hustle does. Free throw does not go, and the Sabres come out with it. And they're going to run. And we got a foul called on Brianna.
Referee's calling a little tight as teams get more aggressive here early in the second half.
I tell you, there was not a lot of fouls called in the first half. Neither team went into the bonus at all in the first half.
Haley and Brianna Taylor out.
Ball worked around. Samantha Murphy over to Hattie Mesick. Does not go. And here comes Corey. Bring it down to court. And that shot does not go for Amelia. And the Sabres looking to run again. Very quick pace. Looks like we're going to have a jump right here.
I think they're going to call a foul.
Foul on Alira. Oh, we just got a technical. All right, so who was the tech called on?
There's a lot of body on that. And so it took a while for the referee to be able to see the number of the jersey, and I think in the meantime the Sabres player was upset and maybe didn't even realize a foul was about to be called.
So I believe the tech was called on Samantha Murphy as she's come out of the game.
So we'll shoot the technical down here, and then I believe it'll be Sabres ball at the other end. Gabby's going to take the technical foul shot. This is their first time at the charity stripe tonight.
First shot goes. Hardest free throws to make when there's nobody on the line with you. Hardest free throws to make.
Truth.
And they both go. Gabby has a great shot.
So lead's now 11, which is the largest lead of the game.
The Sabres will take back possession here.
Oh, so the foul was on the Saints, but because of the technical, unless
possession.
you know what? They might have given that foul to the Sabre player because I see that up on the board.
And we have a steal right there. Really good ball right there by Morgan Quaid with the steal and taking it right to the hoop. You know, every time the Saints have pulled away a little bit, the Sabres have come right back. Paige Bailey with the three, and it does not go.
That was a good-looking three. Sometimes tonight I think she's forced it, but that was in the flow of the game. She had a good look, just didn't make it.
Good defense right there, and we force a carry.
We mentioned earlier, Paul, tomorrow big day for Concordia Prep. We've got Saints Bingo here tomorrow night. It is sold out. PTL will be selling concessions and spirit wear, but it's a fun night. We raise a lot of money for the school. And tomorrow at 4 p.m., our MIAA Conference Championship for our football team against St. Mary's over at the Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. 4 p.m. is kickoff. I know there's a couple spirit buses of students going there tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun, and hopefully back-to-back state championships for our Concordia Prep Saints football team.
And let me let you promote a little bit right here too while we're here. So you are Peter Kauser, but you're also Pastor Kauser. You came here a couple years ago,
going around.
and you've done great things here for the school. So not only are you the pastor here at the school, but you have your churches out of the school also. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that for people who may not know about it, who might be looking for somewhere to go?
Whether you're looking for a church or just need some encouragement in your spiritual walk, newthing.live is the website, and there's actually an app you can download if you go there that's got all kinds of faith resources. We're actually doing something right now with the school. The whole school is using the same religion curriculum this year. All our 6th through 12th graders are reading a chronological Bible called The Story, and you can actually listen to the chapters audibly. So if you're riding in your car and you want to listen, you'll get the whole biblical story through the course of the next, we started in September, we'll go through May. But yes, we worship here in the Media Center at Concordia Prep, Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. We just got chartered as an official Lutheran church back on June 5th. And it's growing, it's exciting. We've got a mixture of people from the community. Wow, that's a pretty shot
Hattie
right
Messick
there by
again.
Hattie Messick. That's her first three. She's got 5. But
And
yeah, we've tell you what, they came to play.
They will not go away.
But we meet for worship at 10 a.m. here on the campus of Concordia Prep, and we've got some school families, we've got some staff, we've got people from the community that are coming, and it's exciting, and it all meshes together with why me and my family moved here almost 3 years ago, and it's a great place to be. We say all the time it's a great day to be a saint, and that's the truth. God's really doing some neat things here with the families He's brought, and the students and the faculty that are here, and so the church is just kind of an extension of that.
It is. You know, we came here as a family 6 years ago, I would say. You know, when to start middle school with our kids, and they started in 7th grade here. Oh, very good
Great
move right there by Corey Bradley. Very good.
It's a big basket because they cut
Corey
it to 5.
Corey Barnes.
Cut it to 5, and Corey with a nice move to the basket and finish.
It'll be exciting to see her taking her game to the next level in Georgia. And there's another 3. Does not go, but she gets the rebound.
One thing I'm sure they'll focus on that I've watched today is the Saints, because of their height, they're not leveraging that height and boxing out. You see a lot of them just standing there, assuming that because they're taller, you can get the rebound. That's one of those pet peeves that I always had as a coach, was put a body on somebody and actually move them out. Don't just assume that because you're taller or bigger that you can do that. There's a good poke
knock away by
Gabby.
Here comes Alira. Gabby running the lane to the left right there. And there's Corey, and it does not go. So as I was saying, we came to the school about 6 years ago, and just to see how the school has grown, you know, what impressed me most about the school is it is not a big school. It is not the size of a Calvert Hall or Loyola, just, you know, talking about some of the private schools in the area. But they had built the athletic program up to compete with all these larger schools. I mean, when we came here, every sports team was probably in the C conference, which there's nothing wrong with that.
Sure.
But to watch them grow, to watch the men's soccer team be playing in the A conference against all the top schools around, to be watching the girls soccer be playing in the B conference, girls basketball in the B, boys moving to the B, to see the boys baseball team winning championships. It's really a great thing to see, and to see where this school is moving to.
For a school that has, you know, 260, 270 in their upper school, to run all the sports that we run is really amazing to see the way that we're able to also compete. Wholesale changes by the Saints during those free throws. They brought a whole new 5 in, and Morgan Brown in the game for the first time. She plays for our JV and got the move up for today's game. She's a sophomore.
Haley's pass was knocked away right there, but the Saints are going to keep possession. It's a 6-point game here, 3 minutes to go in the third. And we have a travel.
And I think some of the things early in the year that you're also trying to do as a coach is find the right combinations on the floor where there's some chemistry that gets built. And so this is good. You've got some senior leadership on the floor. You've got some sophomores that are JV and some new folks on the team. You're trying to see what different folks can do.
Shot misses, but the Sabres get the rebound. Good play right there.
That's what Caitlin does right there. A little hustle play. And Sabres are going to retain possession, but good hustle.
Here we go, working around, trying to cut into this 6-point lead. Going around the baseline right there. That's the ball that could have been stolen. And then Caitlin does steal, but then stolen right back there. Once again, that's Morgan Quaid seems to be everywhere for this team. We've had a lot of whistles for traveling on both teams.
Yeah.
A lot of traveling calls.
It's Sarah Krachewski. This is her first action in the game, last couple minutes when she came in.
Brianna Taylor bringing the ball down. I'd like to see somebody try to get inside. Outside shot, and that is good by Caitlin. That is a 3. Pushes the lead out to 9.
What I like that we did there is we put Corey Bradley right there at the free throw line, and we flowed the offense through her. You have to collapse the defense, and that opened up that outside shot, and Caitlin didn't hesitate.
And now we're really extending this zone, and Haley forward to steal. Push it out to Caitlin.
Yeah, it was
and
a
we
walk.
have a travel, yeah. Brianna Taylor might have just been a little bit too far underneath when she got that ball. So here comes the Sabres trying to cut into this 9-point lead. Every time Concordia has pushed it to 10 or 11, the Sabres will come right back. And there's a 3.
Right on cue there,
and that
Paul.
goes. That's Emily McDaniel with a 3 to cut it to 6. This team does not go away.
Emily McDaniel's got 8 points here in the third.
And there's a shot that does not go, but we got a rebound right there by Morgan Brown. And we have a travel, and the ball's going to come right back to the Saints. So we got 1:12 left here in the third. We got a 6-point game.
Corey Barnes back in for Morgan Brown.
You know, this bus ride home for Easton, regardless of this outcome, has to be a good bus ride because this team has shown a lot.
Yeah, this is certainly a game they can build on in their confidence.
Good drive right there to the basket, but does not go. And we got a rebound, and we're going to have a travel again. Coming into the game right here is Samantha Murphy. Ball goes out to Corey, back out to Brianna. We have 2 Coreys on the court. Good hustle right there. We got a jump ball.
Morgan Quaid's getting a break for the Sabres right now. She's got 14 of their 30. And so I'm sure they're just giving her a break to the end of the quarter.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to keep her out too long.
But they're
good defense right there.
They're still in this ball game heading to the fourth here in a few seconds.
I tell you, Kaylin's got a couple big rebounds on this last 2 possessions.
She's being a thorn in their side right now, bringing the ball up the court. She was 1 on 3 back there trying to cause a little havoc.
Good ball movement right there.
There's about a 7-second difference on the shot clock and the game clock.
There's a steal by Haley. And we're going to run with it to Brianna.
It's a great look.
It does not go, but Haley's there to scoop it up and put it in.
So she's got 12 to lead the Saints.
And the Sabres are going to come down here 2 seconds, see if they get that last shot off. They got the shot off, but it does not go. So we have a 38-30 game here heading into the fourth, where we have not seen the Sabre team go away. We've seen the Saints at times push the lead out to 10-11. The Sabres continue to hit that big 3. I think the Saints could probably extend that zone a little bit because if you watch, the Sabres really are not putting anybody inside. You know, they may have a drive here or there, but they're not posting anybody up, and they're really just playing that perimeter game. So maybe the Saints can extend that zone a little bit and take away those 3-point shots.
We'll see what Coach Bill does here heading to the fourth quarter. I would suspect he comes out with his top 5, and they try and push here a couple minutes and see if they can get a big enough lead where then he can sub. One thing you don't want to do is let this team hang around with about 3-4 minutes left. And so to come out strong here, these first couple minutes will set a tone here in the fourth quarter. And the other thing, too, as a conference game, these scores, teams look at these things and say, oh, Concordia struggled a little bit against the Sabres today. Now, we know that we've had players that have been out. It's early in the year. They're still experimenting a little bit with people on the court and who's playing with whom. But I think this has actually been a best-case scenario for the Saints. They're in a competitive game. They're having to work hard all 4 quarters. And Coach Bill's done a good job in moving people in and out, getting fresh legs on the floor. And here you see a pretty strong unit on the floor that hasn't been out here all together in this ball game. You've got Corey Barnes, you've got Haley, you've got Gabby, you've got Corey Bradley, and you've got Brianna Taylor. And so you've got 4 seniors and a junior out here to begin this fourth quarter.
Trying to put a little separation in this game, and this caused a turnover right away, and the ball's going to go back on a jump ball to the Saints. See Haley pointing to the basket, looking low.
Good little floater, misses it. That's a good strong rebound by Corey Bradley. And let's see if they push, and they do.
Good look right there.
Good look. Haley Ford with the assist to Corey Barnes. Lead back up to 10, 7:15 left to go in the contest.
And that's what I like to see. When we run, we got to go right to the basket.
That's the closest we've seen, Paul, all evening to some fast break points. football team just coming off after their final practice of the year. We do something here called Senior Walk. It's a pretty emotional last practice before the championship game tomorrow, but just their energy in the gym tends to lift the spirits of our Lady Saints as they try and close out this game. But they are all bundled up, man. You see the red cheeks. It's chilly out there. The sun went down almost an hour ago.
We're going for back-to-back B Conference championships, which is a pretty big deal.
And it's exciting for Coach Battaglia tomorrow, getting to play that championship game at Navy, where he coached before he came here. So pretty special. Our former athletic director, football coach, Josh Ward's over at Calvert Hall. They play after. So a lot of things have run through Saints country as it pertains to football in this area. Haley's going to step in for that three. Misses it a little long.
And if you're going to the football game tomorrow, one ticket, one price of admission gets you in for both games. So stick around for that A Conference game, or if you're coming out for the Calvert Hall game, come out a little bit earlier and then check out the Saints.
And I don't know what they're going to have on the concession stand menu, but some hot chocolate or coffee is probably important tomorrow as well. But it's no stranger at this time of year. You go to a Ravens game or anything like that, you kind of know the elements are going to be what they are. We've got about 6.5 minutes left to go in the contest. Saints are up 10. This team on the floor for the Saints playing strong, moving the ball well. There's Corey with the three, misses, but there's Haley. Put back is in.
It goes.
So we've been talking about this on and off throughout the contest. Haley's now with 14. She is 7 away from 1,000 in her career.
And there's a real possibility that she could hit it this game.
And there's Haley coming up after the ball is tipped away. Good look
pass
to Corey Barnes and a foul.
So Peter, you're also, beside the pastor here, you're also the head baseball coach. Any players that you would like to, you have any players to watch this year as you guys are a few months away from baseball season, but have been training?
Yeah, we've had a really good fall, a lot of fall workouts. And we had actually the most that I've seen since I've been here. Haley's going to come out, and Lyra Penn is in. We had 6 seniors last year that graduated, and they all started for us in the championship game. And so it's an opportunity for we've got some freshmen that have come in. And so this was a good opportunity this fall for those that didn't play a fall sport to get a good look at them. We've got 3 seniors that have started for us, Patrick Simmons, and we've got Nick Dooling, and we've got Jake Brittenall. Caleb Kauser and Jackson Flug as some juniors. They're all impact guys. Caleb was all MIA conference last year. And so I think we'll be strong. Beth DeFilla and Key School will be strong. Key has got almost their whole team back, and they beat us in the championship last year. So
good follow right there by Corey.
Great play by Corey, and so we've extended that lead. We're up 15. That's the largest lead of the game.
So is Concordia one of the favorites then to come out on top again?
I would imagine if there was a preseason poll, I don't think there is, but I would imagine we'd be in the conversation in the top 3 of the conference. But I'm kind of hoping after they see how many seniors we graduate, we sneak up on some folks a little bit. But again, a good fall. We've got a good coaching staff, great group of kids. One of our players graduated last year. Jaden was here earlier checking out this game. I've stayed in touch with some of the guys that are playing. We've got a few guys that are playing in college. Braden Hofstetter up at Lancaster Bible College. Jaden and Michael Green are playing for a club team at Stevenson. And Jacob Hofstetter will play there as well. And so exciting things happening for the baseball program. Lacrosse looks good for the spring. Gabby with that first free throw. Gabby may be one of the prettiest free throw shots you'll see.
She does have a beautiful shot.
Has the same form. It's like there's nobody in the gym when she's shooting. And she's got 8 points in the game, 4 of them on free throws. It's a good hard drive and the foul. Morgan Quaid has played a terrific basketball game this afternoon.
She really has.
I've got her for 16 of their 34, so almost half of their points.
And then so one of the players you mentioned was Caleb, who was your son.
Yes.
So what's and I ask this because I coach soccer for quite a bit, coach my son in soccer, and I as now that I'm not coaching him anymore, I really have to apologize to him because he would get the brunt of all my frustrations.
I'm harder on my own kids.
I was going to say that, right. So
yeah.
what is it like, coaching your son on the high school level?
It's a blessing. It really is. And I'm very upfront with other players, with other parents. There's time out on the floor. We're up 12. I'm very honest with parents to let them know that when they step in between the lines, they're a player. It's not my son. And so we have to make hard decisions at times, but I feel like they respect me, I respect them. I'm very proud of my boys, as I know you are with your kids. And, I got to coach them a lot growing up, all the way from the T-ball years. I honestly got here, wasn't sure if I would get an opportunity to coach at all, coach them at all. I thought those days might be behind me. I got to be an assistant for Coach Mike Murtha the first year I was here, and then the second year I was here. The first year got canceled because of COVID. But it's really a privilege, and he's a great baseball player, and try to let him be him. And if there's something really important I need to tell him, sometimes I'll tell another coach to tell him. But last year I got to coach my oldest and Caleb. This year my oldest has graduated. He's gone on to college, and now my youngest is playing for me too. So that's exciting, and I feel like we have a good rapport. Not everybody can do that, and I'm not saying I've got it figured out, but it's worked thus far. And I've coached them in basketball and baseball, and it's a window that's closing, Paul.
It is.
But it sure is fun when you get to do it.
The last of my kids are all graduating this year, so it's going to be a sad time because I've really enjoyed our time here. Yeah,
and they far exceeded any athletic prowess, I'm quick to remind them, than I ever had. I love the games, and I understand the games, but sometimes what I understood about the game didn't equate to how I could play the game at the level I wanted.
They always say, right? So when you look at the major leagues, the best managers are former players who were never superstar players.
Yeah,
right. A lot of them were catchers.
Yeah.
And were former catchers, but they were just smart players who understood the game and knew the game.
Sure, and that's I think what's fun for us is we talk sports all the time. So doing fantasy football leagues, baseball leagues, basketball leagues, and there's Gabby with a long three. That's long.
And it's funny how you said about having another coach say something to your son. I can remember coach my son in soccer, and there's a big three right there.
Patty Messick.
And I would tell him the same thing 10 times and never do it. and then next practice or something, I see him do it, and I'd be like, what made you do it already? Oh, Coach Ron told me this would be the best way to do it. I'm like, okay, everything I said meant nothing all that time. So sometimes they do. Sometimes they got to hear that other voice.
Sure. Yeah, last year there were a couple of us that were coaching that had kids on the team, and so I would tell him, hey, go tell my son, and he would tell me, hey, go let my boy know, this, that, and the other, and it's fun. We have a great time here. There's great camaraderie. So many of our teachers here, I just got to say, they do things above and beyond. We got a lot of our teachers that coach and help out with our dramas, and it really is a team effort here. And I'm thankful that I get to play the role I play as a baseball coach in addition to my other duties here. That's a great look by Corey Barnes to the other Corey Bradley.
We only have a 9-point game here, and I don't think they're going to be able to save that ball.
There's a lot of running around with not many buckets here in the fourth quarter. Floor is opened up. Haley's getting ready to check back in. I wondered if we would see her come back in, but I think with it still not being quite out of reach, they're going to bring her back in for at least another minute or so and see if she can help control the offense a little bit.
And I think one of the things you don't want to see as a coach, which has happened here, I mean, not this total game, but every time we've got out to a comfortable lead, I believe maybe we've let up a little bit and got a little comfortable. And there's a 3 that does not go. And you know, you just want to keep that foot on the gas.
That's a good drive and shot for Haley Ford.
We're at 16 points, am I correct?
Yep, 8 in the first half, 8 in the second half. We've got 2 minutes left in the game. Saints up 11. Gabby providing some pressure at the top. There's Quaid again. All the offense has been running through her today for the Sabres. That's a hard fall by Hattie Messick.
So it will be interesting to see what happens here if Coach Bill will leave Haley in the remainder of the games. And, you know, Haley's a very, and let me be fair here, Haley's my stepdaughter, but Haley's a very unselfish player. And, you know, she doesn't want to take shots if other people are open, but I do wonder in this situation, just to get this out of the way, if we're this close, if Coach Bill is just saying, you know what, you got 2 minutes to go take a couple shots here, let's just get this over and done with.
Just having that conversation maybe with someone else in your family at halftime. It'd be nice to get that done.
Yes.
So, but, you know, it is a number. It's a significant number, and regardless if she does it this game or next game, this is going to be a fun group to watch. If you're watching this today, again, we're thankful for the AC Sports Network. They're the proud home when we're proud to be a part of it for Saints sports. We've done a lot of football games this fall and some basketball games coming up and other things.
A lot of podcasts on there also. Yep. I like to say I actually am on the podcast.
I got to do one too.
You got to do one too, yeah.
I felt like I was so in vogue to get to do a podcast.
And
great.
all I did was talk, and then when John put it all together, it sounded so good.
I felt the same way. I also, like, he wrapped it up, and I went, wait, we're done already? But you also have to realize, as a pastor, you know, 20 minutes can be filled up really, really fast. I think I only said, 10 words, and it went really fast.
The first shot does not go, and that's Hattie Messick on the line.
But hit that subscribe button. And that way you'll stay up to date on all the things that will be happening in the coming weeks with our winter sports, as some live streaming of games will happen. Tomorrow, the live stream for the football game, you'll want to go to miaachampionships.com, and you'll be able to connect with the live stream through that. If you can't make it out to the Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. The lead is 10. Haley's going to try a 3 and miss it.
That does not go.
But it is tipped out of bounds, and the Saints will keep it. Haley leads the Saints in scoring with 16. We've got Corey Barnes with 9 and Gabby with 8. Oh, good idea. Trying to hit Haley on that cut.
Trying to cut into this 10-point lead. I would think that if they do score a bucket here, they should start fouling. And there's a 3.
There she is, Morgan Quaid.
Yep, it's a 7-point game with a minute and 15 to go. They're dropping back into a zone here. I would expect maybe a little bit of pressure and possibly some fouls to try to get this clock stopped.
Both teams are in the bonus. It's a good move by Haley.
Haley, and this goes. We're at 18 points. We are 3 points away with a minute to go. And there's a 3, and that goes.
Look at that.
We're down to
Emily
a 6-point
McDaniel,
game.
that's her 3rd trifecta. We got a timeout. Lead is 6 with 47.1 left in the game.
I tell you, this team can shoot from the outside, and this team does not go away.
Again, if you joined in late, it was 0-0 halfway through the first quarter. And to get 51 points on the board and 45, the offenses have opened up. There have been a lot of three-point shots. Free throw shooting has been good by both teams. Morgan Quaid has had a phenomenal game. She had 7 in the first half, and I've got her with, this is a lot of math here, Paul. She's got 13 in the second half. So she's got 20 in the game, according to my count.
And just to let you know, too, it looks like Haley Ford is out of the game here with 47 seconds to go. 3 points away from 1,000, so I do not think that's going to happen today.
We'll see if the Sabres actually come out and foul, because we can run this clock down.
Takes them. We got 18 on the shot clock. Just run this clock down.
Yeah, I'm surprised too that they're not at least fouling.
Yep. It's a 2-possession game. Here they come with 22 seconds left.
So they need to get a quick shot, and they really need a 3. Instead, Morgan's going to go to the basket. She misses that one, and this should do it. We got 9 seconds left, and now fouling doesn't make a ton of sense, but we step out of bounds. So 6 seconds left. Saints just don't want to foul here. Let them get a shot. Even if they want to drive all the way in, take a 3, doesn't matter. Let that ball get rebounded and get out of here with a win. And so, first game of the year. Saw some really good stretches for the Saints tonight. Good defense. Some really balanced scoring tonight. And so good for the Saints to start the season on top, 51-45.
And I tell you, it was a good test, like you said earlier, because the Saints were forced to play kind of shorthanded, right, without a couple of their regular players, and you know they come out with a W, and it's great to be on film, right? They're going to see what they have to work on. They had a little bit of trouble beating the press at times, but other than that, I think everything looked well for opening night. And
of course, the Saints just need to get healthy too and get some practices where they're all on the floor together. It's going to be a great year. I don't know, when are they up again? Do you know when the next game is?
I am not sure, to be honest with you.
Well, you'll have to stay, I guess, in tune with AC Sports and figure it out.
This is where when my wife is here, she has all that information.
And Haley, again, 3 points away from 1,000. So wherever that next game is, that's something you're going to want to check out and be in person for if you can.
Yep, so I know it's a home game. I know the first 2 games were scheduled for home. And I believe it could be Monday, but don't hold me to that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure it's before the Thanksgiving break. So.
Yep. All right, well, thank you very much, John, for everything. And we will be seeing you again soon.